This is the story of Armel in a perspective told by his father, Armel. The original story was written by Maouie Reyes at Mineski.net. You can find the article in the description below. With that being said, this is my reiteration of the story. Armel was about 10 years old when he started playing Dota at around 2010. Back then, he would skip classes just to play. His mom and his father never knew about it until he was notified by the school teachers. His father says he is a good son. Even though he's the youngest of 3 other siblings, he is mature and very loving. As parents, they wish for a bright future for Armel, trying to make him an engineer or a seaman. But that didn't happen. In fact, we even tried to take him to multiple Catholic schools for our ambitions, for our goals to come true. But that also didn't happen. His mom cried a lot, and I was built with rage because he made her cry and because he was not listening to me. He was abandoning his studies. As a parent, what else can you do? We thought he would be a failure in life. Some days, he would not even come home. He would come home the next morning. We were really worried. Then, all of a sudden, out of the blue, Armel tells us one day he was going to be recruited by a professional Dota 2 team. It was called ASEAN Arena. You think as parents we should know what ASEAN Arena is? But we didn't know. In fact, we didn't think any of it besides just another video game. But while he was telling us this, he was already participating in tournaments, open qualifying. We weren't even informed about it. He was doing it behind our back. Then the final day came. At 2016, Armel asked for my permission to move to Malaysia to join Clutch Gamers. And then his mother and I said no. After all, he was just a 16-year-old child. There was no contracts and we didn't even know who he was going with. But a month later, co-founder and director of Clutch Gamers, Mr. Justin Khan, talked to us and he made it clear that there is a formal contract. And because of that, they convinced me to letting Armel going abroad to play Dota 2. I was able to see the bright light, the future of a Dota professional player. I finally gave Armel my permission to go and let his dreams come true. But I also put a stamp down. I said, you have a condition, and that condition is that you have to be successful in playing Dota. If you don't become successful or do something productive for your future in a year, then I'm sorry, but you're gonna go back to studying to become an engineer. Armel agreed to that limitation. Ever since then, his mom and I supported Armel. We were his biggest fans. We would stay up late just to watch him. Win or lose, eventually, his mom and I became prideful, boastful that our son was pursuing his dream of becoming a professional Dota 2 player. At least he was doing something that he really wanted to do, and there was no way we could stop him. I used to get frustrated at other people that would make fun of Armel and his efforts. They didn't know how much hard work he put into his craft, how dedicated he was not just to winning, but also to his team. To this day, it's quite sad that Armel is following his dream, his passion for Dota so far away. Although he's far away, our love for him is close by. Armel is mature enough to know what's good for him and what's not. And that's why we are not afraid anymore. We're not scared. For those parents that want a child to go into the Dota professional field, don't be afraid and let them do what they want. But also nurture them, nourish them, so they have that support to chase after their dream. God will make everything a possibility. But that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Seek guidance from your parents. And also, being an esport player requires a lot of discipline. Today, he plays for TNC Pro Team, or TNC Predators. At the moment, they are 4 wins and 4 losses at the Group B International TI8 standing, which is pretty good. So far, TNC is looking to be in the upper bracket playoffs. With that being said, making it to the first TI of Armel's pro career, it really is a big accomplishment. And for that, we are really proud. At the end of the day, no matter what happens to Armel, win or lose, his mom and I are always there. This is a story told by Armel, written by Maouie Reyes. You can find it again on the link below. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike again. Anyways, until next time, this is Crystalis Dota out.